money.
Good.
Fire is giving
I
$1,383.
saw that. Nice.
Yeah.
If we pass this interlocal tonight,
Hello?
will the mayor sign it? Hello, Mary. I didn't get in touch with the guy from Burr, so we can just pass the resolution and present it to him at the store.
Okay, nice.
I'll do a,
Do a Facebook Live. Have
Mhm.
somebody go with you on a kid or something.
Okay.
Or me or something.
yeah, yeah.
We still haven't done the school.
I asked Sue twice about that.
I'm just gonna take it up to CPC.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, I put it down.
Greetings. Hey, look. Hey, well, we didn't even call each other. What are you wearing? I don't know. What are you wearing?
It looks great. Oh, your mic's on.
Who's Mike? I'm now calling to order a regular meeting of the City Council, Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilwoman Rogancy.
Here.
Councilwoman McGee.
Here.
Councilman Dwyer.
Here.
Councilman Boyke.
Here.
Councilman Noonan.
Here.
Councilman Lafferty.
Here.
Councilman Moore, present. We have a quorum.
Next item.
Next item is for adoption of the consent agenda. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, anyone? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 5, adoption of the agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yes, one item to add under council business, discussion regarding the ballot proposals of 11-4-25 as 12C. Also, I would mention that we had an appointment to the Planning Commission come before us, and we tabled it to tonight, and we have not received the attendance for Ms. Chowdhury, and maybe Mr., pardon me? Oh, no. That I would just ask you that in the next week, if you could send over to council office just the attendance up until, from that date. What was the date, Mr.
6
Lafferty?
months.
Yeah, it was 6 months ago.
It was 6 months ago, just.
Okay, I did send that information to Councilman Lafferty.
I have it.
Oh, council office didn't get it, so I had no idea.
Yeah, I have it. The administration didn't send over the reappointments, most likely to council office.
They did not. But that, if we table it, we just, so
Yes.
that'll be on the next agenda. Thank you.
Next meeting, okay.
Yeah, thank you. And just to let everybody know, that is next week is our meeting. So that's it.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 6A, which is calendar of pending matters. Motion to receive and file with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yes, we had requested all of the information regarding the elected officials compensation commission, any documents prepared, any applications submitted, except for any of the mayor's personal notes during her interview process, of course. We have not gotten that. That's, and maybe if I could, Madam Chair, to Mr. Schroeder, what the rule is on when council requests documentation?
Well, the general rule is the city council is the governing body of the city as defined by the city charter. As the governing body, the city council is like the board of directors of the city, and the mayor and the administration, it's the CEO and the administrative arm of the city. The council is entitled to any city records it asks for. Unfortunately, we had to litigate this in the Macomb County Circuit Court in 2021. It resulted in a court order stating that the city council is entitled to documents that it requests as a body, and that the administration would have 10 days to comply with that. If it was something that is burdensome or is going to take a lot of time to compile, then the administration just has to simply ask for an extension, and it will be granted as long as it's reasonable. So really the law is that city records or documents that the council wants, it can get. Similarly, the Board of Directors of General Motors, if they ask the CEO, Ms. Barra, for records, I'm sure she would provide them. It's the same analogy. There may be certain things, you know, if you were asking for, you know, employee health records, that could get into HIPAA and other federal law, but just generally speaking, it's something that the council should be provided by law.
Thank you. And I would also, I think we were working on that about the presidential visit that we had asked for. I think they're still working on compiling those numbers, right, Mr. Phillips? Okay, thank you. You know, if these items are not given to us by the next meeting, council will be perhaps not putting things on the agenda or approving things that come over from the administration until we get that documentation that we requested. Thank you.
Any other discussion? I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 7A, approval of the bills of the general revenue fund. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
yes,
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 7B, approval of the bills of the water and sewer systems. So moved.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
yes,
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation for agenda items only.
First up is Glenn Lukes. Mr. Lukes, you have 3 minutes.
I first would like the secretary to get last morning's meetings minutes out and note where you got to the point where the letters ADA were specifically mentioned in the agenda, and we never talked about them. That's why I'm here today. You agree that it's there?
Sir, members, the council is not allowed to respond to audience. Only I can.
Well, did you hear me?
I heard what you're saying. We're not, if the item was not discussed, it was tabled, or there was some other action that didn't come up on the agenda.
It was never addressed at all.
Okay, sir, you have 2 minutes, and I don't want to take your time, so feel free to share what else you have with us.
I'll be meeting with Mayor Stone sometime in the next 7 to 10 days, and I'll be using the ADA Smart Bus for my transportation to and from City Hall. As the only Warren citizen to have access to this ADA program, I felt that using it would be good press, as the council is now involved in finding the path for all of the 135,000 citizens of the city to assess this valuable service. I'll be meeting with the mayor to retrieve the postcard petitions that the 40 neighbors on Lion Circle West mailed to her as a part of a project regarding replacing the failed cement on Lion Circle West that I presented to council at your last meeting during the open floor portion.
Thank you. Next is Mary Jo Boyce.
Good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Mary Jo Boyce. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me, please. Thank you. I stand before you honored and humbled by the mayor's appointment to the Construction Board of Appeals. This appointment reflects not just a personal milestone, but also a commitment to serve our city with integrity, dedication, and expertise. My background is a 25-year IBEW member, a state licensed electrician, and most currently the head instructor of the Electrical Industry Training Center, has prepared me to approach this role with a deep understanding of the complexities and the challenges within the construction industry. I believe upholding the highest standard of the safety, quality, and fairness in the construction-related manners, ensuring that our city's growth is both sustainable and beneficial to our community. As a member of the Board of Appeals, my goal is to listen carefully, evaluate each case with fairness, and apply the codes and regulations thoughtfully, balancing the needs of our developers, contractors, and residents alike. I am committed to transparency, collaboration, and working alongside city officials and fellow board members to support decisions that reflect the best interests of Warren. Thank you for your time and consideration. I respectfully ask for your support on this appointment.
Thank you. I neglected to say at the forefront of audience, if there's any, you can have a seat, not you. If there's any members of the audience who would like to speak, there is an audience form here on the stage. I will give anyone want to speak. Okay, then I will close audience. Next item.
Next item is announcements. 9A, Mark Majeski, 50th anniversary with Burler's Variety Store resolution. I believe Mr. Lafferty has this.
So moved.
Support.
Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. This resolution will be presented in person at the store at a later date. And this marks the 50th anniversary of Mark Majewski at Burler's Variety Store, whereas Burler's, located at 4130 East 9 Mile Road in the city of Warren, Michigan, was established in 1961 and has proudly served the community of Warren residents for 64 years. And whereas Mark Majewski has been a driving force in the long history of Burler's, having started his career there as a stock boy in the fall of 1975 at the age of 17. And whereas both Burler's locations, first store in Detroit in 1946 and the second being the store in Warren, were owned and operated by William Fiedler and Alfred Burgay. Sometime after selling the Detroit location in 1982, having recognized Mark's interest in business, the owners said they would sell him the store and made him partner. And whereas Mark Majewski, through his hard work and dedication to serving customers, adjusting to the needs and demands of the times, has continued the tradition of a variety store by staying in communication with the clientele and knowing their needs. And whereas Mark Majewski remains committed to quality products and a level of customer service that is often difficult to find in retail businesses today. And whereas Mark Majewski's 50th anniversary is a momentous occasion worthy of recognition and celebration by the residents and leadership of the city of Warren. And now therefore be it resolved that the Warren City Council, on behalf of the residents of the city of Warren, hereby proudly commemorates Mark Majewski's 50th anniversary and extends its heartfelt congratulations and gratitude for 50 years of service and commitment to our community. And be it further resolved that this resolution is presented to Mark Majewski in honor of this milestone as a symbol of the city's recognition, appreciation, and best wishes for many more years of success. This resolution adopted this 18th day of November, 2025.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Other announcements?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. This Sunday, November 23rd at 3 o'clock at the Warren Woods Middle School, the Warren Symphony Orchestra is performing a program entitled Across the Sea, featuring Mendelssohn, Britten, and Debussy, Lemaire, Fourth Sea Interludes, and Calm Sea and Prosperous Voyage. We'd love to see you all there. You will be pleasantly surprised at how wonderful they really are. Last Veterans Day, the City Council sponsored a tribute to veterans at our All Veterans Memorial. I want to thank everyone that came out, council, residents. A special thank you to Greg Palachek, a retired police officer, retired city employee, who has been the caretaker of that memorial since about 2002. He always makes sure there's a wreath there and flags out and make sure it's presentable for the ceremonies we do there. Thank you to the many police officers that showed up. Most of them were veterans that were there. We want to thank everyone that participated. It was a very nice event, and I think council enjoyed it. And a thank you to VFW Post 9021, Village Stinson on Ryan Road at Chicago. They invited us to use their facility, and we brought in a light lunch that we all enjoyed, and it was nice to see our friends there. I've been a member there for almost 40 years. And if anybody is eligible to become a member of VFW, they are looking for members. The world is changing a little bit, and we don't have the participation in the veterans organizations that we did in years past. And remember, if you have a spouse or you have a dad who is a veteran of foreign wars, all you need is a DD-214, and you can become a member. I've been a member of the Ladies Auxiliary for 40 years. My husband is a Vietnam-era Korean War veteran, so I belong there under that authority. So thank you again, everybody that came and made it such a nice event. I appreciate everybody's support and help. Thank you.
Ms. McGee.
Yes, thank you. I would like to invite everyone who have youth from the ages of 13 all the way up to 21. We're inviting our young people as well as their parents and the faculty of the schools to our youth job readiness training. I am on the board with the Macomb County Michigan Works Board, and our Michigan Works Deputy Director has decided to come out into the Warren community and train them on how to apply for summer jobs and part-time jobs through Michigan Works. They have been grant funded for this type of work, and usually summer jobs usually start around, they start taking applications around February or March. So if your young person that's with you, teenagers, young adults are planning on applying for part-time jobs, this would be a great event to attend. It's on tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, from 3:30 to 5:30, because they wanted to do it as soon as they get out of school. So it's from 3:30 to 5:30 at Fitzgerald Recreational Center on 9 Mile off of Ryan, and all are welcome to attend. And we will be providing refreshments for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Noonan.
Yeah, I stopped by the mayor's office today and got a flyer for the Warren tree lighting. It's December 6th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a great event. The city council pretty much always shows up, everyone, and there's free ice skating beginning at 5, a parade at 5:30, photos with Santa starting after the parade at 6 p.m. inside the atrium, holiday songs with the Warren Civic Theater, the Santa Band featuring members of Warren's concert band, Crown of Life Church Children's Choir, drone show, and more. Then there's a winter warming drive by the Warren Crime Commission, and that'll be January 31st. Items needed are new twin blankets, no comforters please, clean coats, hats, gloves, new socks. The drop-off box locations are scattered around the city. There's the City Hall outside of the library entrance, Warren Community Center main entrance, at 5460 Arden, at the pool entrance, and the Lincoln High School main office, Casino High School, at Warren Woods Tower High School. For more information, you can contact the mayor's office at 586-574-4520. And then there's also the Macomb County Veteran Navigator. And basically, these services are also available to active military and their families. You can call the Vet Navigator today directly at 586-200-7888 or through MCC-MH customer service, which is 855-996-2264. It's MCC-MH North is at 43740 Groesbeck Highway in Clinton Township, 40836, and the email address there is veteran.navigator@mccmh.net. And that's for help and support anytime. And vets can call the crisis hotline 24/7, 586-307-9100. Lots of great helps for veterans. And then there's the Care House, is looking out after families, fulfilling their holiday wishes. If you would like to be involved with that, you can contact Marshanta at Care House, 586-463-0123. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Noonan. Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. To add on to Ms. Moore's comments about the Veterans Day ceremony, I'd like to thank Ms. Moore for organizing the event. Without her leadership, that event would not have taken place. So thank you for all of the work that you put into that, all of the effort, from organizing the program to arranging for the food and everything. It was a marvelous event and very, very meaningful. So thank you for your dedication to the veterans of our city. The Detroit Police are going to attempt to take on the Warren Police in a charity basketball game on November 21st. That is this Friday evening at 6 p.m. at Fitzgerald High School Gymnasium. There's a $10 donation, and come out and support our Warren police officers in a friendly game as they show Detroit Police how to play b-ball. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
I just want to thank Mr. Mazzarelli for having the park cleaned up before our event on Veterans Day. Thank you. But we have to work out that power issue. I think I worked it out. I talked to Mr. Spiller today. So I think we'll be good next year. Thank you.
Okay, that is the end of announcements. Next item.
Next item is a public hearing. Subdivision lot split and combination request located on the east side of David Givens Street, approximately 771 feet north of 11 Mile Road, and located on the west side of James Street, approximately 702 feet north of 11 Mile Road and west 10 feet of parcel 1318-377-038, to be split and combined with parcel number 1318-377-037, section 18, 27-300 David Givens Street and 27-287 James Street. Herb Heidi, represented by Garrett Buffington. Petitioner PSL 2, section 250002.
Is someone from the administration available to summarize the matter?
Yes.
Good evening, Council. My name is Ron Worth. I'm the Planning Director. This item went before the Planning Commission, and it's simply a split off of the property that fronts on James, but it's a split off the rear of that property and add to the rear of the other property on Givens. And it's 10 feet wide. So it actually gives a little more setback to that. There's a shed on the property to to the west on David Gibbons. It adds a little more square footage to both. They're well within the requirements of size of a lot in an R1C district. So,
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
okay.
Is anyone representing the petitioner here that would like to speak? Can you give us your name for the record?
I am the petitioner, Herbert Heidi.
Thank you.
I live on David Gibbons Street, 27300.
Anything you want to share with us?
I believe the planning commissioner said it all.
Okay.
It's just a simple 10-foot, just to level out the back property lines.
Okay, you can have a seat. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience who would like to speak on this matter? Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, discussion, please.
Support Lafferty. Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
I just want to say it's nice to see you, Mr. Heidi. It's been many years. I'm glad to see you around. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Lafferty.
I've reviewed the plan, no objections.
Thank you. Okay, hearing and seeing no other discussion, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 10B, which is a public hearing. Request to confirm special assessment roll number 546 related to the removal of a house at 23814 Willard through the nuisance abatement program.
I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience who would like to speak on the matter? Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11A, a proposed resolution authorizing interlocal agreement between the City of Sterling Heights and City of Warren for public works services, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have discussed this item with Mr. Mazzarelli. I've also discussed it with some members of the union today, and discussed any concerns they had. I think this is a good thing. I spoke with some representatives from Sterling Heights, and this is something that's going to protect each of us in the event of emergencies, like a mutual aid, similar to what we do with police and fire, but this will be on different sanitation and some other DPW services and things like that. So I think this is a really good idea.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11B, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving amendments to the 2024-2025 Housing and Community Development Action Plan, CDBG budgets. 5 votes are needed, so moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer? Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11C, consideration and adoption of a resolution authorizing an agreement between the City of Warren and McCrest to provide emergency shelter for homeless people, so moved.
Support Dwyer.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11D, request to approve the Van Dyke Corridor Plan, consideration and adoption of a resolution, so moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty with discussion.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone that's been involved with this process. It's gone a long time. I think, did we start it in 2021? Or 20? It was a long time ago. Because I look back in my email today, and it doesn't go past below 21, but I found emails from 2021, so I know it's been around. But we didn't pay for this one like the master plan. I think the Tifa paid for this one. But we've had a public hearing on this already. We tabled it, and we had a, pardon me?
Two committee of the holes, yeah.
Yeah, we've had 2 committee meetings a whole, so I think we all understand what we're dealing with, and we actually, the last committee meeting of the whole, we had also the city manager from Centerline joined us, and we discussed how the plan will work with their city as well, so I think that was really a nice conversation that we had. That was Mr. Lafferty's idea, to include Centerline, and I think Mr. Champagne was very happy he was invited and to participate. He was very grateful for that opportunity. So thank you to everybody that's been involved, the Planning Commission. You guys have done a great job, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. And just through the chair to Mr. Worth or Ms. Catapodis, regarding the request for the aerial map and the depiction of the plan from 8 Mile to 11 Mile, have we made any progress on that?
Not so far, needless to say. We've been
That would be a
busy.
no.
No, we certainly will plan to do that. This will be approved, I'm hoping, and we'll get on with that. But I talked with Mr. Champagne today. He couldn't make it tonight, but he's certainly excited about joining these 2 plans that we have, and certainly putting a map together shouldn't be a problem at all.
Wonderful.
So we'll get on that right tomorrow.
Very
for
good.
that matter.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and just for the public awareness, what we asked for during the committee of the whole was, this is a plan of 2 municipalities working in cooperation with each other. I suggested that we present an aerial view of Van Dyke from 8 Mile to 11 with the envisioned overlays of how this will change the demographic and the scale of Van Dyke to meet the vision of the corridor plan. So I thought that would be very helpful, a visual depiction of the plan itself.
Absolutely. We'll get that for you as soon as I can arrange it.
Thank you, sir. No other questions?
Madam President?
Mr. Noonan.
Yes, Director Worth. I was just interested in asking you, for the purposes of general understanding in the public, of describing how this is an extension of the master plan, and also the zoning implications that you can speak to that would help to facilitate this. One of the reasons why this has taken a year to come back is that I wanted to know what was the implementation plan. And between you and the Tifa board, you managed to get the, I think it was the Michigan State University, or was it the Wayne State University students to come and do an implementation plan?
That's Michigan State University.
Right, and that's a very interesting document. That's available on the planning department's page on the Warren City website, right?
I don't know if that is. Michelle?
I think it's up on the website somewhere, and it would be good for people to look at it, because it really helps to describe why this area needs revitalization more than other areas. It's the oldest part of the city, and it has storefronts which are right on the sidewalk, much like other cities which have had great revitalizations, like Royal Oak and Rochester, Ann Arbor. Yeah. Hi, Hunter.
Good evening, Council. So the document should be listed either on the Economic Development webpage or the TIFA webpage. If they're not, we'll get them up there as soon as possible, and if you reach out to me, I can certainly send it to you as well.
Okay, thank you. And part of what I got out of that was that this is, there are more people there who are younger, who don't have cars, and who could really benefit from having a walkable city. And that's part of the plan for this area, is to make it walkable. And also, in the Van Dyke Corridor Plan, it goes into a great deal of detail about pedestrian accidents and bicycling accidents. Director Worth, would you mind speaking to that a bit, about how we're looking forward to reducing the number of accidents in this is the area that has the highest concentration of accidents in the city of Warren, maybe Michigan?
It's possible. I'd have to check that
Okay.
statistic. But, yes, there's, it's in the state police records and probably Warren records and probably Centerline records of concerns of that nature. People crossing Van Dyke not at, where street lights are, where it's controlled, you can walk safely. People have a tendency to just cross mid-block. And they've been doing it enough where a lot of people have been hurt. And I'm not sure about people have been killed or not, but it's got to be eliminated. And in order to do that, this plan will help. MDOT itself has their own plan ready to go. It's not going to immediately take place, but they want to do mid-block crosswalks. Mid-block means between where the lights are, and so that ideally the public will use those, and they'll be marked in such a way that drivers will be aware of it, and hopefully they'll be looking out for people who are making crossings at those locations. But all that is going to be rolled into the Van Dyke Corridor Plan itself, and what will come with protected bike lanes and boulevard strip in the middle, and I look at those as safe areas for people to get to if they don't want to continue not to use the mid-block crosswalks, but safety first, and that's we want to solve that problem, and it'll also help with walkers, bike riders, drivers driving down through there. It should be slower, but I'd say at the end of the plan, implemented a pleasant way to get through there, and that's what we're looking for.
Then, Michelle, if you could help to describe the land use and page 35.
Yes, the document describes the mixed-use zoning that is identified in the master plan under the future land use categories. And so this document brings that together about the design and the vision for a mixed-use corridor, especially at 9 Mile and Van Dyke, where it identifies a mixed-use node, but also along all of Van Dyke between 8 Mile and Stevens. So the idea of bringing in more commercial along with residential, a zoning that we don't have at this time. So that's what that section touches on.
And for those who don't know, what is mixed use?
It would include like commercial, could be first level, and then residential above. Sometimes there's residential in one building. It could be a mix, but generally it's bringing together compatible uses, so it's not so separated that we're used to, like having it separated like it currently is in a lot of parts of the city.
And it might be a good idea to have an overlay rather than to change all the underlying zoning. Could you describe that briefly?
Sure, that's definitely a possibility as we work on the updates to the zoning ordinance. Having an overlay for this corridor could look at the potential uses as well as looking at more of that design and the form-based, how the buildings are, and looking at those characteristics. And that could be what could be included in an overlay zoning district for the corridor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Hunter, could you describe again for the Continental project, what kinds of zoning authorizations would be needed in order for that project to go through? And what the timing is on that?
Absolutely. The zoning code is being reworked right now. There's been a draft that's getting rewritten, some errors getting fixed and whatnot. Specifically for the Continental project, there needs to be a reduction in parking spaces that are required, as well as height requirements. The mixed use, so commercial on the first floor as well as residential on the second 2 floors is also going to be a variance needed. And 0 lot lines, so the building will be built up to the sidewalk as many of the buildings are in that area.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I think those are all the questions I had. I yield.
Ms. McGee?
Yes, I'm excited to have this project getting started. The question that I heard from so many of our constituents is, when will it be started? So could you just tell us the first step? I heard you say something about it, but when will the first step take place? What year, around what time?
Okay, since this was brought about by TIFA, and it's their program, they'll take a look at the implementation part of the specific plan. They'll look at that other implementation plan also, but they'll make those decisions. I can't give you a time. There are 3 levels of implementation that they may go through. Depends on funding. And so we're going to look at grants and other, whatever means of funding to get things going. But TIFA will make those decisions. I can't really tell you a date. I can't tell you a year. I'm hoping soon. I think they were actively looking into that thought process, though. Hunter, I think they were, weren't they? Wasn't there a discussion about something or other?
Yeah, so recently the TIFA board has been polled on kind of what their top priorities are. Offhand, I can't say exactly. There's been some ideas like branding and expanding the facade improvement program, and those are easier lifts than some of the other things. And
the murals.
Yes, and the murals, public art displays, those kinds of things are a little bit easier to achieve, and those have already begun. We've got 2 murals up, and some of those other things we'll be looking to dig into now that the TIFA board has decided on what their priorities are.
Oh, that'll work. I appreciate your hard work, and I really encourage all to go online and take a look at the plan. I think it looks very nice. I look forward to seeing it. Thank you so much.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair?
Ms. Moore?
We have sort of done some work in this area. Mr. Worth, you remember, TIFA did quite a bit in the early 2000s, and
yes,
drugstore, and stores and things like that. Most of it's gone by now, unfortunately. It didn't seem to stick there, and the facade, we've tried the facade program, and that just hasn't seemed to take off either. But hopefully somebody's going to come along and avail themselves of that opportunity. I hope so. And we ask every year, and people are just not using that, the money available. But
we do, and I think improvements to the road, the way it was depicted on that graphic, that basic graphic that you saw at the committee, the whole meeting, it's going to make it quite attractive to businesses to replace maybe some of the other ones that are there, and make it attractive to everybody. So
I just wish the mid-block crosswalks would happen sooner than 5 or 8 years, but
yes,
that's the way government works, right?
I can say that, and that's MDOT, but we'll see if we can help that along with, some of the work that could be done even with the plan that is before you. So.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mr. Worth, could you stick around just for our next item under legal update,
Certainly.
please? Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Most certainly.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item. Thank you, everyone.
Next item is 12A, legal update. Motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
Thank you. Mr. Schroeder?
Good evening. The City Council recently approved the Workforce Housing Pilot Ordinance, and I'm pleased to report that this project is already underway. The developer's pulling permits and developing 2 vacant lots in the city. There should be 2 new homes on these 2 lots by the end of the year. This is tremendous progress because the last pilot ordinance that was passed in 2017, I don't think resulted in any development. We're already seeing it happen. So that's great news. I think at the time that this is ready, the developer will let the public, have there'll be a model there for us to look at. And with respect to that, on a potential phase 2 development for this, I'd like to also note that we received some correspondence. I talked with Council Secretary about it. There is a planning of a joint meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals and Planning Commission in January. And I was asked what I thought about that. I said it's a great idea. We all agreed it was a great idea. And this would be an annual meeting. It's good to have those 2 bodies talk to each other because I think oftentimes they're in silos and things happen. And, we got to talking, and part of this pilot ordinance to move it forward and develop these hundreds of vacant lots in the older part of the city would be to do something about the zoning restrictions. And so the idea came up of having an infill housing zoning overlay district so we can enable this development. I think it was Michelle Catapotes, who we just heard from. I think it was her idea. And I think that it was a great idea. And the city of Warren doesn't have any zoning overlay districts. And all over the area, communities have been using this as a tool to help spark and enable development. And so sometimes when you try something for the first time, it might confuse some people or concern some people. So I talked with Council Secretary Moore and was recommending at the time of this joint meeting, it might be a good time to involve the council and have a presentation on the zoning overlay, how that works, because we're going to need the Planning Commission to adopt that and bring it to council. Council can initiate a zoning map amendment. Council has to approve it, but council can initiate it, as well as the text amendments to the zoning ordinance. So we'll have to have a text amendment and a zoning map amendment at the same time. And also, I think members of the zoning board who have been hearing all kinds of variance requests for some of these different or smaller size lots, this is something that they may have some input on. I was talking with the legal department about it. Sometimes these zoning requests come through and we have to follow the law, right? If this is the zoning ordinance, we have to follow it. If you have a hardship, you can go request a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals. In fact, one time I had to go get an 8-inch variance myself in another community. So in any event, I think that would be a good time to maybe roll this out. It'll be January is the proposed time for this. So it will give the council, the planning department, planning commission enough time to consider this so that by the time spring comes along, which is prime time for development, that we can hopefully have something in place by the spring. Because, it's not going to be easy to do development over the winter here. Depending on, I guess the Farmers Almanac says we might have a colder winter, but they're going out of business. So in any event, so that's the update.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Also, I've attended some conferences on land banks, national, local. In fact, I'm going to one tomorrow. And one of the first things they tell you is the zoning, that we have to amend our zoning to fit, especially a city as old as ours with so many infill lots that we have to, they're talking, other cities have done little houses and container houses, and frame and foam, manufactured houses, single, multiple, all kinds of things that I think that we have to keep an open mind about, because there's tons of opportunity for us. And if we just keep our minds open to something a little different than we're used to seeing. We know the South End is, it was built very quick. The houses, many of them aren't brick. They don't hold up like some of the neighborhoods that are brick. You see the same thing in Detroit. The east side of Detroit has not held up as well as the west side. The east side are less brick homes. There's more brick homes on the west side. So it's just a matter of construction of homes that really affects how they go through the years and last. So I think that if we can all work together and facilitate some of this development, just because of what we've done recently, I've gotten calls, and I had a meeting last week with a developer who wants to come in and do a pretty big, 30 to 60 homes. And, there are people out there, because just starting this, it's spurring a lot of interest. And if we're able to offer them some relief in some way, that's helping everybody be able to build, and that they couldn't do unless we offered them some sort of help. So I'm really looking forward to this meeting. I think it'll go a long way for us to all get on the same page and move things forward. Thank you very much.
Mr. Schroeder, anything else with the legal update? Okay. There's a motion to receive and file. I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next item.
Next item is 12B, which was tabled on November 18th, 2025. Councilmember Gary Boyke, discussion in Ray ADA grant. Motion to remove from the table.
Support to remove from the table.
Then I will call the question to remove the item from the table. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Item is off the table.
Motion to approve.
Support.
And I assume Mr. Boyke has discussion.
Correct.
Go ahead, Mr. Boyke.
Through the chair, if I could have Miss Angela Tarasenko approach the podium. I pronounced your last name right? Thank you. I'm going to start out just briefly. Back on July 22nd, there were two agenda items that were presented to the council. They both were for $1 million in appropriations or grants for ADA improvements within the city of Warren. Somehow, discussion between some parties got confused of where, including myself, where this money went to what project. Last week I met with you, the representative for the Controller's Office, and our new Parks and Rec director. And Angela, you're the expert at this, so I asked you to come up here so that you could explain it out of your mouth. First of all, start off with your title and what you do in which department, what do you do, and then we could go into this.
Sure. I'm Angela Tarasenko, the Community Development Supervisor. Our office manages all of the federal funds that come in for housing and community development, so the HUD funds. The CPF grant is under the HUD umbrella, so our office was chosen to administer that because we already have access to a lot of those portals for reporting and whatnot. So our office is administering the CPF grant, which is a grant that we received congressionally. It was congressionally directed, and the ADA board decided to use it at Hallmich Park to improve the play structure there. And that was one of the grants that was brought to council for consideration on July 22nd. It's $1 million grant that was congressionally directed. And so, yeah, it needs to be used for ADA improvements, and it was chosen to be used at Hallmich Park.
And the other grant that was on the agenda, what's that going to be used for?
That's a state grant that Parks and Rec brought on the same exact. What's that? I'm sorry.
Or if you're working on dispersing it, if you could tell us.
So our office is not administering that state grant. That's under Parks and Rec's purview, but it is a LEO grant that is going to be used for play structures as well. I have that here. It looks like it's going to be used at J.C. Park, Altermat, Rents, and then if the funding permits, it'll also be used at Veterans Memorial. But our office is not going to be administering that grant. That is a state grant that was awarded to Parks and Rec. So they'll be administering that. But like I said, it did come before you guys on the same night that I brought the CPF grant. So I can see that there was some confusion, both being $1 million grants being utilized for the parks on the same night.
I'm satisfied. Doing a great job. Wish we had some more of those grants, but coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll yield to anybody else in council if they let you do.
Thank you. Does anyone have any other discussion? Okay.
Thank you for your time. It was greatly
Thank you.
appreciated.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
So can I get a motion to receive and file?
Motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next item.
Next item is 12C, Councilwoman Mindy Moore, discussion regarding the ballot proposals of November 4th.
Support Lafferty.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Moore, support by Mr. Lafferty. Discussion.
Yep, thank you. First of all, I want to thank everybody that supported the police and fire millage. Without that, we would have been in dire straits. The fact of the matter is, when that was first implemented in 2012, the rate of inflation has gone up just about that amount of money that we get every year. So it just puts us actually where we were. So it was much needed, and you know, there was a lot of talk like, where does our money go? So I tried to, over the last couple of months, highlight on social media just some of those things that the police and fire, what your money pays for in the way of equipment that helps patients or residents, victims, and also training, things to make our first responders safer. So we truly, truly are grateful for all the support. Thank you to the police and fire unions. They really stepped up. The president of the 1383 Professional Firefighters Union kind of spearheaded the effort to door knock. They went door to door, many of the firemen, sent out literature, and we're truly grateful for them. They really went above and beyond. They are very humbled by the support they get. What they do every day is to keep us safe, and they know that your support is what helps them do their jobs, and they are tremendously, tremendously thankful for your support. There was another proposal on the ballot that I'm going to take some blame for not explaining it well enough. I got a little too involved and busy with the police and fire millage because, frankly, it was a little more important. But it failed by less than 1%. But there was a couple articles in the Warren Weekly, and one about this. It was entitled, "Charter Amendment Fails by 1% of Votes." And this is a quote from the mayor. "In the absence of a department head, the next highest union position within the department would act as the department head," Stone said, "and the amendment would be a way for the city council to contradict the collective bargaining agreement." They can't contradict the collective bargaining agreement. Those appointments continue to stand, and that's who is serving in the interim, she said. So arguably, the amendment was an overreach and unnecessary, and I think that's what voters came to in that decision. Well, the above comments attributed to Mayor Stone in the Warren Weekly require clarification. The information presented is inaccurate. There is no union contract in the city of Warren that states that in the absence of a department head, the next highest union position within that department automatically becomes the acting department head. I called every union in the city. I looked at every CBA. There is no language like that in any union. The only related provision appears in the collective bargaining agreement for the city attorney's office, which states that in the absence of the city attorney, the chief assistant city attorney shall serve as the administrative head of the Department of Law for a period of less than 4 weeks. This is a limited and specific clause that applies only to that office. The reality is that many residents who voted no on the proposal did so because they either did not understand it or did not believe the mayor should have the authority to make interim or temporary appointments. Others expressed frustration that the mayor has not made permanent appointments, especially to the city attorney position. I share that concern. It is unprecedented to leave the city attorney role vacant for more than a year and a half. I also accept responsibility, as I stated before, for not spending more time educating voters about the proposal. Over the past several months, most of my efforts were focused on the police and fire millage renewal, and to be candid, I was not particularly invested in whether this particular proposal passed. I believe that when someone runs for mayor, they should come into office with a leadership team ready to serve, not spend 2 years filling key administrative positions and appointments to boards and commissions. What is now clear is that voters do not support changing the charter to allow interim appointments. And I would urge the mayor to appoint a city attorney. It has gone far too long. Ms. Michaels is doing a fabulous job. She has been in an acting position, which is not allowed by the charter, and the voters were very clear that they don't want it to be allowed by the charter. So the time has come where we've got to stop playing this game and just appoint Ms. Michaels, or come up with someone else that is ready to take on the role of city attorney, who has the institutional knowledge and the background to be the legal advisor to this city. The time is now. We've waited far, far too long. Thank you. Done.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair?
Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Regarding the first proposal, the police and fire millage, an example was brought to my attention of the commitment and dedication of our public safety, specifically the fire department. In the very early morning hours of November 7th, there was a house fire on Tuxedo, and the initial engine 6, arrived at 2:26 a.m. 2 engines, engine 5 and engine 6, truck 4, rescue 4, the battalion chief, and 2 squads, 4 and 6, responded to the scene. The fire was located in the rear home, starting from the deck and extending into the addition and sunroom. The crews were informed that all of the occupants had exited the home and no injuries were reported. Firefighters quickly deployed hand lines and executed an aggressive fire attack, successfully bringing the fire under control at 2:34 a.m., 12 minutes later. Incredible. The crews limited the fire spread to the sunroom addition and checked for any hot spots to ensure the fire was fully extinguished. Now, that's the official report from the fire department. What this report does not state is the heroic actions and commitment by an off-duty firefighter who lived 2 doors away, firefighter Adam Mazer Baker, who was alerted to the fire, ensured the safety of the family, took care of the children that were involved, and ensured that they had a warm place to stay during the event. And while that was prioritized, once the family was taken into his home, he then assisted the fire department to ensure that they had everything they needed, running lines himself in, I guess, whatever he could muster at that hour of the night, coming out of his house, being off duty. I want to commend Mr. Mazer Baker for his actions, along with the entire Warren Fire Department. Our fire department goes above and beyond each and every day Their response, Mr. Mazer-Baker's response, taking care of the family, ensuring they had a place to stay that evening, and throughout the next few days, ensuring warm meals and care for his neighbors and family, is simply reflective of the type of service that Warren residents have come to know and love, and we appreciate each and every one of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore? Yes. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13A, request of the Assessing Department for an additional appropriation of funds in the amount of $330,900 to cover assessing services awarded to Assessment Administrative Services, LLC, as outlined in the award of RFPW 1098, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty. Discussion.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Madam Chair, this is the,
Payment.
this is the payment of the item. Thank you for the clarification.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
13B, request of the Parks and Recreation Department to approve an increase in budgeted revenues and appropriations in the amount of $10,000 to account for a restricted donation from Meyer Store number 306 for the purpose of a community wellness initiative, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
13C, request of the Police Department for increase in budgeted revenues and appropriations in the amount of $46,125 to account for the receipt of additional Public Act 302 training funds received from the State of Michigan MCOLS Justice Training Fund for emergency vehicle operations refresher, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support with
Dwyer.
discussion.
Support Dwyer. Discussion, Mr. Noonan.
Thank you. So I was wondering, is there someone from the police department who could answer questions about what this training would involve?
Good evening.
Good.
Captain Paul Otis from the Warren Police Department.
Thank you. So, it seems like it's probably pretty self-explanatory. MCOLS, I'm not really familiar with that acronym, Justice Training Fund for Emergency Vehicle Operations Refresher, and this is a course in how to handle the vehicles that the fire and police department, or just the police department?
It's just for the police department. MCOLS is the governing body of licensing body for law enforcement officers in the state, Michigan Coalition on Law Enforcement Standards.
Okay, so what's involved with vehicle operations, and why would you need a refresher?
Emergency driving's used throughout the day for officers responding to emergency runs. The point of the training is just to hone their skills. These are all skills we learn in the basic police academy, and we have it periodically throughout our careers. Ideally, it would be every few years that we have this training, and it's expensive. In order to accommodate the style of driving that's done, you need about an 11-acre parcel of land. It's difficult to find those. We use a track. I think for this, we'll be over at Oakland Community College. They've got a couple parking lots sectioned off for this. There's different, brake and steer, serpentines, and it's actually a lot of fun doing it. It's amazing what you can do with a vehicle when you know what you're doing.
Okay, I noticed that there was some equipment involved for each participant. What's that equipment about?
That, I'm not sure what they have. I'm going to assume it's a lot of wear and tear on the vehicles. You go through a lot of tires during this. And again, you're driving in extreme conditions and pushing the vehicles to the limits of what their abilities are. The suspension, braking, and all that needs to be constantly maintained.
Okay, so it's probably maintenance of the vehicles to, as they break down quicker because of this extraordinary use.
Yes.
Okay, well, that sounds very good. In general, are police cars expected to behave in traffic as the rest of the traffic unless they have their lights or sirens on, or are there any rules around that?
Yes, there are. We're governed under the state law for
Okay.
emergency vehicle operation.
Okay, I've heard that sometimes they don't have to obey because they want to be able to sneak up on people and stuff.
Well, it depends. If you have a burglary in progress somewhere in the city, there may be times, depending on the time of the day, where the officers wouldn't activate lights and sirens because they don't want to alert the suspect that they're nearby.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad the police got to have the fun and also improve their driving skills, because they'll need them a lot more than the average citizen.
Well, hopefully we don't, but yes, we'll be
Okay.
ready if we need to.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Moore?
while I have you there at the podium,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to waylay the conversation a little bit to talk about mini bikes. As maybe everyone is aware, we had two very serious accidents. One with a mini bike, about a 14-year-old, and then an 18-year-old on a dirt bike.
The 18-year-old, I'm not overly familiar with. I actually drove up on the 14-year-old over on 13 Mile. Is that the one you're referencing?
Well, I think it looks like in the picture is a dirt bike, but I think everyone needs to be reminded, there is not a sidewalk or street in this city where you can operate a mini bike.
Legally, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And you can't hide a mini bike under your bed. So parents know kids have mini bikes. They must be buying them for them. So they are promoting an illegal activity. And I don't know if they're aware, but I've seen the kids on mini bikes and they taunt police. They have groups of 3 or 4 or 5 or more, and they taunt the police, and they go flying in areas that police with a police car can't get. I was sort of in the middle of a group in a residential street, and they go pretty fast. And they all ended up at one house. There's 5 kids with mini bikes. And, nobody wants to take fun away from kids, but when somebody gets both legs broken or get their head, a horrible traumatic brain injury, that's the problem. These mini bikes are small. People don't see them. Someone told me the other day that he was pulling into a sub where the construction is around 13 Mile, and there was a police car that he saw coming, and he saw the mini bike, and the police car couldn't see it from his vantage point. And that is the problem. They're so dangerous. And I don't know maybe the drones are going to help us catch the kids, but we do confiscate them when we catch them, right?
Yes.
And we don't give them back, or do we?
Well, there'd be a process to get them back for the parents. Obviously, if we take it and we ticket the kids, those mini bikes are going to be released, upon court order.
Maybe the schools need to send something out in their newsletters, because I don't know if every parent knows that this is illegal activity.
I think they probably believe their kids are just out having fun.
Right.
It's a way to entertain, but yeah, they are dangerous.
But until you see your kid laying in a pool of blood in the street, like we've seen the last 2 times, that is horrible, and nobody wants that to happen. No parent wants that to happen, and they're not giving these kids or buying them or whatever, letting them have mini bikes because they want their kids to get hurt. But I think they need to understand how dangerous they can be.
I'm not aware of anywhere where you can legally operate them. There's a closed course somewhere. I know it's a problem in most communities. I see it in the community I live in. I imagine it's everywhere. Probably easy access.
Somebody said there was something last summer, the beginning of the summer, there was like 200 of them going down 8 Mile.
That has happened, yes.
Like a mob of mini bikes.
Without helmets a lot.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It's actually very common on 7 Mile Road also.
Wow, and I am hearing some about e-bikes going pretty darn fast and no helmets. So, and, you know, I'm getting that from residents. So I just think we need to do a little better education on this subject, maybe.
Maybe I can get our community policing officers working on a program.
That would be great, maybe with the schools, you know, just sending it home in newsletters, because these are young, these are middle school kids, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so, thank you, I thank you for indulging me. Appreciate it.
Coming back to
What's on the agenda.
item.
Sorry.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13D, request for increase in budgeted appropriations for various departments due to a need for a transfer of funds between line items in the amount of $103,201 and an additional appropriation of funds in the amount of $101,705 to cover increased costs associated with BSA Cloud Annual Software Maintenance and Support as outlined in Award SOLW 1719. Consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty. Discussion?
Of course.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. This particular item, council, caught my attention, and it's not that I'm going to vote against it, but it's something that in the 2019 term, I had brought comments to the administration questioning whether or not we were going to invest in the BSNA software suite of products. There were a number of applications and products that they offer for various departments, and I challenged it. We had sent it back to the administration, and they came back and said, you know, we do want to invest in certain systems. We want to, you know, continue to expand and unify the platform. And while that's all well and good, we start to get bills like this. And for those of you that don't have the material, we're looking at a $430,000 annual software maintenance agreement. Now, that might seem alarming, but there are 15 applications that are covered under this agreement. And it is across a number of different departments, from assessing to the clerk's office, in building inspection, treasurers, water. This particular suite of software services, when you walk up to the counter, most likely the person that's servicing you at City Hall or the Water Department is looking at BSNA. It's an entire suite, and it's very very well capable. The issues that I have with this, number one, the invoices are dated September 1st, and we are approving this, we're being asked to approve this retroactively, so we're 2 months in arrears already. Now, the letter is dated September 1st from the company, so that's fault number one, and then the letter was sent to council 2 months later. And I've said it once, I've said it a dozen times up here, we get contracts late that are already supposed to be in place. And I take issue with that, with a key partner of the city, a key vendor, key supplier, should be more attentive in providing us invoices in a much more timely manner, affording Mr. Fox and the other department heads time to get these into us, so that when it's time to pay our bills, we're paying them on time. Now, the other aspect of this that I'd like to ask as an amendment to the motion, that we ask for the city attorney's office to look at and negotiate with BSNA for a long-term, multi-year support and maintenance agreement, for the optionality there. This is a 1-year agreement. We'll be right back at this in 9 months, approving another $500,000 expenditure. If we were to go back to BSNA and ask for a 3 or 5 or perhaps 10-year agreement, we may be able to lock in lower pricing at a lower rate and have a little bit more leverage. We are not going to abandon this software anytime soon. That would be it would be absolutely futile. So I'd like to ask for the city attorney's office to look at those options and explore that over the next 9 months that we'll have this one-year agreement in place, and see if we have some options for better pricing long-term going into the future.
Madam
If
President.
Ms. Moore would accept that amendment.
No objection.
Madam President.
Mr. Noonan.
Sure. Director Mazzarelli, you were on the RFP committee that went over the BSNA proposals, weren't you? No? Oh, okay. I'll pass.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Boyke.
I'll support Councilman Lafferty on that. $430,000 for a one-year period, and I'm sure there's no guarantee it'll be $430 next year. So that could go up to $530. We'll be handcuffed by them. Having a multi-year contract locks the price in with some maybe cost of, for inflation reasons, maybe a slight increase. But 1 year is going to hurt us, and I believe we should also make that recommendation to the city to put an RFP out maybe for 5 years and try to get a contract that way, a better price maybe. I'll yield back.
Any other discussion?
Madam,
Yeah.
and Madam Chair, just for clarity, my comments really do apply to both 13D and 13E, the next item for the approval.
Can you restate your amendment, just for the record?
What I'm asking for is for a request of the city attorney's office to explore a long-term, multi-year support agreement with BSNA that can leverage lower pricing for the duration of a lengthier term contract.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll support that.
Yeah, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes, as amended.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13E, request of the Purchasing Division to award the purchase of BSNA Cloud Annual Software Maintenance and Support to BSNA Software for a one-year period in the amount of $430,415. Consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13F, request to approve the appointment of Mary Jo Boyce to the Construction Board of Appeals for a term to expire August 1st, 2027. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Congratulations. Next item.
Next item is audience participation regarding general topics.
Members of the audience who would like to address the City Council this evening may do so by filling out an audience form at the right side of the stage. You have 3 minutes. This is for general items. Mr. Lux, you're up first, and then after that is Mr. Vanderlinden.
Thank you. First, I'd like a personal response from every council member to the following question. Do you know that I'm the only citizen in this town that has ADA privileges?
Mr. Lux, council can't respond during this portion of the meeting. They can respond if they choose at item 15, which is council response to audience.
So I'm going to come back up and ask the same question in a couple of minutes?
You can't come back up. This is the way that the meeting is set up and the rules, unfortunately.
Then I respectfully ask that one of you ask that question to me so that I can get you to answer all of that. Will somebody volunteer to do that, please?
So city council members can respond if they choose during the item 15, which is council response to audience.
Then I'll go back to item 13B. Table discussion to the ADA grant. And because I am the only citizen in the city of Warren that can use the ADA system, I need to know what this ADA grant is about. Can I get a copy of that? Yes or no?
So Mr. Lux, we talked about that item. The $2 million that was referenced, that Mr. Boyke brought up regarding ADA was regarding playground equipment and ADA compliance at Hallmich Park.
So it had nothing to do with transportation?
Correct. It was for ADA compliance at the park.
Then that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Next is Mr. Vanderlinden.
Joel Valen, longtime Warren resident. I want to start off by saying, Mr. Boyke, you did a wonderful job on the ADA stuff. My question to you is this a congressional thing that Senator John James came to City Hall and the mayor hid in her office and wouldn't shake his hand and wouldn't accept a check? Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, Mr. Boyke can't respond to you. He can respond to the next item.
I was talking, thank you. The second thing is just a point shown right there. This is time for the council to listen, not be eating fourth meal, not to be doing or staring off to the sky or sleeping or whatever. It's been 2 years in this 4-year term. I think it's time for a change of leadership. It's time for the council to get together and put in a new president, a new vice president. I mean, many of you, some of you, will be gone next year or next term. Wouldn't it be good for someone like Mr. Boyke or Mr. Dwyer to be the president of the council, who won't interrupt and cause unneeded civil problems with the citizens? Maybe it's time to make some changes for the future and better ourselves. Because if you think about it, what has this council done? They've done nothing because the mayor has done nothing. There's nothing for you to approve most of the time because the mayor isn't doing anything. Maybe having a strong president in there that's not tied by the navel to the mayor. We can get some court cases done. We can get some things done. We can put stress on the administration to finally do their job, not hide. It's time to think about the citizens that voted you in. I mean, come another year and a half, you're gonna be knocking on my door saying I did this, that, and nothing, because the mayor hasn't. And what did you do about it?
15 seconds. 15 seconds.
I thank you. You all sat there quietly in your little cubby's holes and said nothing. No one showed the leadership needed to beat her.
You're at time, Mr. Vanderlinden. Have a great evening. That is the end of audience. Next item.
Next item is council response to audience. Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
Just to let everyone know we are having a committee meeting of the whole on December 15th at 6 o'clock regarding fire issues. And also, a month ago, there was a tentative agreement reached by the attorney's office. I was contacted why wasn't the agreement on our agenda. It was not sent to council office to be put on the agenda. I don't know what the holdup is. I've never seen a holdup on a collective bargaining agreement. We sometimes get them added the last minute because they've just voted the day before. So I don't know what the holdup is, but I think the attorneys are getting a little upset why their agreement is not being sent over to council for approval. So maybe we can look into that this week. Thank you.
Any other responses?
Madam
Miss-
Chair?
Mhm.
Thank you. I do want to respond to Mr. Lukes. I do know that there were concerns about the paratransit offered through SMART, and there were concerns about his application. And in fact, we made reference of this, gosh, back in, I don't know, it was a couple of months ago, and the administration got involved as soon as I forwarded his complaints over to SMART, and Mr. Mazzarelli and his team worked with SMART to understand what the concerns were. They addressed them, and then this service is available to all Warren residents. So Mr. Lukes is one of the only people at present that are taking full advantage of it. But if there are any issues, the city stands ready to address those on behalf of the city, on behalf of the residents.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
We are having a closed session before our next meeting on the 25th. Ms. Camp, is that going to be at 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock before our next meeting, closed session.
Any other responses? Next Tuesday is the closed session. Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. Okay, hearing and seeing none.
Motion to adjourn.
Support Dwyer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?